my boots hit the gravel, the night hit my skin. A whiskey moon howling, where do I begin? These hills, they don't whisper, they scream where I've been. My home is Tennessee, where the rivers cut deep, set the sinners free. My home is Tennessee, where the ghosts still sing, and the roots hold me. The cicadas keep time, the stars never lie. That lonesome pine knows every tear I cry. I left, I came back, you can't tell me why. The dirt here clings, it don't let go, a place that burns but heals your soul. My home is Tennessee, where the rivers cut deep, set the sinners free. My home is Tennessee, where the ghosts still sing, and the roots hold me. Ashes in the fields and a church on fire, a hymn in the wind carried higher and higher. It's broken, it's whole, it's all I desire.
Not much like that, and very bright. It's so play. English way. Hey, here,
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. Gonna go old school here, Bell. We haven't done this in a bit. So the podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity. I got it right this time. Leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. Joining me, as always, is the invisible. You know what? Joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the original, the mighty Bell. How are you doing tonight, Bell, in your tiny little window down there?
I feel short. I feel very, very short today.
Yeah, we kind of got to do what we got to do on this one, guys, because we did want to bring you more of an old school crypto stream, more of the stuff that we used to do way back in the day. But it's virtually impossible for me to do it in this studio. It's just tough, man. Look, everything is set up over there. We got a whole bench of electronics, our delay boxes, everything. So I can't be in both places. I can be one or the other. So we kind of worked out a way that we can do it, showing the charts, because everyone knows that the charts are everything. And just more or less have some fun with it. So we're bouncing around. We have 3 or 4 specific projects that we're going to be talking about. If there's anything else that you guys would like to talk about, go ahead and get those in. So we're starting in Cosmos because we're a Cosmos place, and as I am a very, very large holder in a token called Jackal, it's boy, ain't looking good, man. Now the nifty, this is crypto. All right, crypto in a nutshell. Everybody over here knows everything. And that's kind of a problem, because everybody over here who knows everything actually knows nothing. And the fact is kind of playing out. People are still waiting for this mystery alt season that's coming. And Bell and I have been saying this for years. It ain't coming, man. All right. It was a bubble. It was a bubble. When a bubble bursts, you move on to whatever the next thing is. And for what it's worth, crypto still hasn't quite figured that out. Now, I've been on the side, and Bell's been on the side up there with me, that the next big thing that's going to be coming out is actually using blockchain technology for practical Web 2 type of applications. And, clearly we're all in on it. We believe that. We believed it the entire time. Sigea, if you're testing for us, I'm sure you see it with your own 2 eyes. But these are the things that are actually going to be driving value back into blockchain. All right, the days, your mantra and your RWAs and whatever the last narrative happened to be, it's all crap, by the way. All right, it's all crap. At first it was AI. AI is going to be everywhere. Fetch was $5 a token. Bell, I didn't even pull that one up. Pull up FET. Let's take a look at FET. Let's see how FET's been doing here all this time. But I mean, Fetch was $5. The cash was $5. All these things were $5 because everybody was so goddamn busy just simply chasing narratives and ignoring kind of an economic reality thing. But Bell, blow that up for a year, because I see 64 cents up there. Blow it out over a year. Actually, no, that's not even close. Hit max, because back in the AI surge, where you guys actually clearly see it right there. Go ahead and highlight over that top mark, Bell. That didn't quite update right, because at the time Fetch was almost $5. I know, because I was unloading all of it. Fetch was probably one of my big hits. It's the reason that I'm still out here and I still exist. And this is how far back I'm going to take you on this little trip. That'll be a fun one, Bell. I was really heavy into a product called Bicana. If you guys remember Bicana, Belle still got a t-shirt. I told her to wear the t-shirt, but she says it's too tight. And I said, yeah, but that's what people want to see. They want to see pretty girls in tight t-shirts, but she just simply will not lean into her own femininity and, the way it works over here in crypto. But
I wasn't going to do that this evening, Scott. Sorry.
Oh, and I'm well aware of that. So, yeah, I was unloading just wicked amounts of it, because I know what a bubble is, and I know what a pure speculation type play is. And what you're seeing right there is exactly that, a pure speculation type play. 2024, it was all about AI, and blockchain AI is going to take over the world. Now, I disagreed with it right there, because nothing is going to beat out TradFi. You're just not going to. And cryptocurrency, by its very nature, by the decentralization of it, by its very nature, is kind of chaos. It's kind of fringe. There is no one leader. There is no one leadership group or one leadership core. It's kind of Lord of the Flies out here. It's everybody for themselves. So while Fetch was sitting there spiking at $3, go ahead and highlight it again, Bill. It was like 3 something, even though I know it was much higher, and I'm sure you guys remember that.
Yeah, it was higher than that.
Yeah. While everybody was just losing their shit over this, I was selling. and not small cells. I was selling big ass wicked chunks because I saw that pump. I was buying this shit at 6 cents. Go way back to 2021, Bell, right around there in the middle, because I was literally
It was right in.
right in that area.
It's right in here.
I was swapping all of my Bicana rewards for fetch. All of it. I was swapping my what was that? Sift chain. All of that Sift chain shit. I was swapping it for fetch. And that was back in the time when Sift chain was still considered reasonable, before they lost their shit and just blew up their entire protocol. And the Alice bridge that operated on Sift chain is still one of the
Peggy
bridge.
Peggy bridge.
The Peggy bridge was still one of the best bridges that crypto has ever seen. But stuff like that is what tells me everything that I need to know. The best bridge that exists already exists. It exists on a dead chain. It's open source. Anybody could do this. Anybody could simply pick it up, dust off the Sift chain ashes, and launch the new thing. But they didn't, because you can't get raises for that. You can only get raises for building the new thing. So even though the Peggy bridge is still arguably one of the best bridges in all of crypto, it's sitting there dead. It simply doesn't exist anymore with it, but the technology is still out there. So anyway, let me get back to this. So bubbles are what they are. All right. We're all pretty well aware of it. And, back in 2024, it was AI. Everything spiked. It wasn't just fetch. It was anything that had .ai on it. And crypto is so stupid sometimes that everybody simply started spinning up tokens with the .ai on the end of it, period. Didn't matter if they did AI. It had nothing to Ori chain. If you guys are familiar, Bell, pull up Ori. Make a new one and pull up Ori. Let's see how they're fielding lately. Ori was a perfect example. If you go over to Ori, we spent a lot of time covering this, a lot of time talking about this, and the only thing we never saw over on the Ori chain was AI. We haven't seen anything that had anything to do with AI. Take it back to the same time, Bell. That was, let's call it no.
The max
Yeah,
here.
and that's fine. Between January and July, go ahead and put that over there, because you're looking at Ori that was sitting up there about $20. The same, all right, Ori, because it was 24, Bell.
Yeah, it hit $103.42 at one point.
That was at the initial launch. But during the AI craze between January and July of 2024, you're looking at Ori that's sitting at about $20. The only thing Ori does not have going on over on that chain is AI. None. But they leaned into the whole AI narrative, and then off we go. Now, the funny part, this is funny to me anyway, is that people are starting to get smarter about this stuff. They're starting to pick it up. OM. Pull up Mantra, Bell. I think that's what that one is. Go ahead and get Mantra up there as well. 6 billion to 600 million instantly. Yeah, let's show that chart. Let's make sure that we get that one up. This is RWA, guys, right? This is the new thing. This is the commodities on chain, stocks on chain, everything on chain, real world assets that are tokenized. That's what it is. That's what it does. And people are still trying to lean into this. They're still screaming up and down, Mantra's coming back. Don't you worry about it, man. They had it right. Clearly they had it right, because it was almost $8 a token. So sure, they absolutely nailed it. Until you found out that the emperor really has no clothes, and then it absolutely shits the bed. Now, this is something that crypto does to us over and over and over. So even now, today, people are still talking about this great big AI surge that's coming. Guys, it's not. All right? Trad is in this now, OpenAI, Art, etc. I can go on and on and on about all of the classic or traditional AI products that are now being offered out in the Web 2 world, and blockchain can't compete, not even close. Can they compete? They don't have the money, they don't have the resources, but most importantly, they don't have devs that will actually see it through. They don't. All right, you come in, you build something, it's kind of neat, and you move on to the next thing. Nobody out here cares about distribution. Nobody. And distribution is everything. So you see Mantra explode. I could pull up any number of different RWA tokens up here, and different RWA. This is the second coming of Christ RWA stuff. They're all going to look the same. All right, they're all going to look the same. Everybody out here still treats yield as a feature, or as the product itself. And yield is not the product itself. It cannot be the product itself because the money has to come from somewhere. This is Adam Smith stuff, guys. All right, this is going way the hell back. It has to come from somewhere. Now, leverage, we understand leverage. All right, leverage is gambling. That is speculation. We understand that. V3 pools, which I still consider the purest form of gambling out here in all of crypto, are V3 pools. Because you know what you're doing. You're gambling. The DEXs, I use Camelot, I use Arbitrum. Those are my preferences. But Camelot's on Arbitrum. But those are the ones that I actually still put some money in. But I'm also well aware of what I'm doing. All right, I'm not building the future of finance. I'm gambling. And that's fine as long as I'm aware of the risks. And I think anybody who's listening to this, even though crypto streams probably ain't going to do much more for us either, Bill, but anybody who's pulling that stuff up is well aware that I told you very, very clearly, these are risky, but they can work if you are in the right assets. And I consider Ethereum USDC to still be the purest form of V3 that's out here. I would love to know your viewpoint on this. I would love you to type it into the comments so I can just tear them apart. But I consider those still the purest things because I know what Ethereum is and I know what USDC is. So anyway, let's roll back a little bit. Ellis has officially more or less exploded. Now, Ellis made the announcement, when was that, Bella? It wasn't too long ago, maybe a month or so ago, that they're packing up shop. They are leaving Cosmos and they're going to move over to Base. Now, I'm going to forecast this one for you. And Jason, if you're watching and you're looking for some shorts, dude, there's going to be shorts up the ass in this stream. So you pick whatever happens to make you go a big rubbery one and post it. And let's see what we do. Ellis is going to fail over there as well. Ellis started from a faulty premise. Now, we were real clear on this. Me and Bell were real close. Bell, swing that to a 3-month chart instead of a 1 month. Let's see where we're at. Because I got a hunch I know what I'm going to see. So this right here, guys, is 30 degrees down and to the right. This is the only thing that it has ever done. Ellis had the same problem, 2 problems. One, they started from a faulty premise that yield farming and that people will give you cash in exchange for tokens that may or may not have value tomorrow. That was the very first faulty premise of Ellis, and we were real clear on that. Do you know they pitched us? Did you know that? Did I ever mention that? They actually pitched us. They wanted us to kind of seed it. It was a no for me. It was a pass for a couple of reasons. I mean, one, of course, because I disagreed with the premise of it. We got enough DEXs. We got enough all this other stuff. Another one is not going to make it better. All it's going to do is further dilute the market. But the other one is because I simply don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't trust your team. You were all involved with SIFChain, and I think we all remember SIFChain. That was a nut punch, man. That was one hell of a nut punch. You invest in tech, but the teams that built it simply don't care to try to distribute it. What they do is come out and try to say, how can we get lots and lots of money on this DEX and lock it up? Now, I could spend hours and hours and hours talking about the SIFChain fiasco. Maybe it'll be fun, a little blast from the past, but not really relevant on this stream. If you guys got some questions, please get them in. I'll answer them. But this is Ellis now, and they're rolling up shop. All right, they are killing it off, and they're going to move the entire thing over to Base. They're going to fail on Base for the same reason. One, Base is between Base, Arbitrum, all the Ethereum L2s and all this other stuff over there. There are more than enough DEXs. There are more than enough speculative platforms over there. And people are going to have to start to wake up eventually that brand awareness matters. Brand awareness matters, even out here. If I say DYDX, everybody knows what I'm talking about in crypto, all of it. But if I said to the same people, Ellis, I'm going to get nothing but blank stares all the way up and down because you can build the greatest tech in the world, and if you don't distribute, nobody's going to know about it, nobody's going to care. So they have two strikes before this thing even got off the ground. One, your premise is faulty, and two, you don't know how to distribute, period. So you can continue to offer tokens. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now, guys. I will make up a brand new token, and if you send me money, I'll send you those tokens. All right, but trust me, it's going to be it's going to be great. It'll be great 6 months from now, so don't you worry about it. You like me, don't you? You trust my judgment, right? So of course you should go ahead and send that stuff over to me. So Yeah, Ellis, it's DOA all the way across. It's going to be it's DO. It was DOA here in the Cosmos, and it's going to be DOA when it gets over to base. I just thought that I would mention that. There are a couple of people on that team that I can more or less interact with, but as long as Casey is still sitting there top dog, and he is, it will always be scummy. It will always be scammy, and this is where you go to lose your money. Period. That's it. And the interesting thing, the amazing thing about this on Ellis is that they actually had a couple of smart pools. There were actually a couple of smart pools up there, such as an Atom USDC. I'd been interested, but look at what they're paying you out in. They get to hold your money. They get to leverage it. They get to put it to work on their behalf, and they pay you in a worthless, degrading token that literally you couldn't sell on their decks. You had to find another way. That was always coming soon kind of thing. Yeah, but we're going to have it listed, and then you can go ahead and unload it and get your cash for it. It's like, yeah, that was the fuck. All right, that's it. Sometimes you have to go there, and sometimes it is the fuck. So anyway, let's go ahead and push on, Bell. I told you this is going to be the funny one. I was going to have some fun with it. The fun's over. All right, let's go on to Adam. Bell, if you could pull that up, please, I'd certainly appreciate it. All right, Adam, Bell, whip that. Yeah, 3 months, and that's a good chart for that one. For what it's worth, you guys know I'm no fan. All right, I'm no fan of it because it doesn't do anything. We have how many millions and hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent trying to, Bell, you know that's showing on the screen, right? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, you guys understand how many hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent trying to get brand recognition, name recognition, or just to figure out something that Atom token actually does. And I'm not sure what's going on, and this is where we could kind of get into the argument. I don't know what's going on this thing over the last 3 months. Nothing has changed, aside from somebody made a post that said, yeah, but we're going to build blockchains for all of the TradFi that's coming over here. Now, I threw the bullshit flag on that moment one. I toss that immediately. The people who are coming over here, traditional finance that is going to be moving into the blockchain does not need you. They absolutely do not need you because they have the money and the muscle to put out your lights anytime that they want to do it. I get it. Look at the market cap. Fully diluted valuation, market cap of $2,145 million is sitting right there on the Atom token. You can see it for yourself. It's right there. But here's the funny thing. To trad, that's not a lot of money, man. All right, that's a line item. That's like item 11. This is what we're going to spend to go ahead and do whatever we're going to do, and that way we maintain control, self-custody, all that other good stuff, and we are not dealing with open source software. Here's the breakdown, and here's the big failure. I'm even going to go big screen. Open source does not need to occur anymore. This is another fundamental breakdown in Web3. Because you're dealing with shady people, dealing with sketchy situations that you decided you need to see every bit of the code. And I understand that. I absolutely get that. But you should really, really Occam's razor this before you even start talking about open sourcing. If you are dealing with very, very sketchy people, why are you dealing with them at all? You should probably start there before you say, you know what, you got to show me the code, man. You got to show me the code. I am all about protecting intellectual property. Sigea Cloud is closed source. It will always be closed. We're not asking you for money, but our code will always be closed source. There's plenty of ways you can check to see if it's doing what we say it's doing. Knock yourself out. But Atom seems to be under the impression that because they can do a thing, everybody's going to flock to take advantage of that thing. And it's not true. We've already seen this for all of the traditional finance, traditional places that are coming out and launching. They're not going with open source software. Why would they? They can literally build their own. Say, yeah, it'll take them months. So what? These guys, they're not in any hurry. They know they won already. They already beat the hell out of you. They're in no hurry. So sure, they can have the money to hire the best and brightest, to pull them out of there, to get people to figure out how to build it, make it work, and then there you go. Now your competitor is out there and rolling against you. They're not coming to Atom. Now, from an investment standpoint, and this is actually interesting, you could smile on this one, Bell, because it's actually amazing. Over the last 3 months, Cosmos, Atom, that little token, the little token that could right there, Atom has outperformed virtually everything in the Cosmos ecosystem. Everything over the last 3 months. We could flip through up and down, and we could flip through all of these, and Atom has outperformed it. So what does that mean for you? The only pairing that I would ever even come close to trusting, because, look, you still got to yield, man. I would never stake this. I would never stake anything, and I don't even know what the, if somebody could help me out here, what the unbonding period is on Atom. It's either 14 or 21 days. I don't remember which. I would never yield it. I would only ever LP this. And you'd have to LP it in a very, very smart place, in a very smart way that's giving you a really, really decent yield. And the only thing that I would pair it with is USDC, because today USDC is worth about $1. Tomorrow it will be worth about $1, and on and on and on. But you have to look at that LP and see, what are you getting paid out in? This is critical, and they're misses all the way up and down the board. Cosmos still didn't learn from their own mistakes, and I don't believe that they're going to. They will continue to try to come up with another reason. The only thing I would pair Atom with is USDC, and my payout had better be an Atom or USDC. I will accept no other token. It's 2025, guys. All right, this market is thrashed all the way up and down across the board. If you're in DeFi, you're broke. You are flat out broke. And you got to get smarter, because you're still going to have layers and layers and layers of hucksters, shysters, and magicians that are going to show up and tell you how we're going to make your money worth a hell of a lot more. And there's absolutely zero truth to that. So you got to get smarter on some of this stuff. But for now, Atom is the way. Now, this isn't going to last. And I actually want to kind of go big screen on this. This will not last, because people are figuring this out, that for some reason Atom is maintaining more or less its value, and it's still a very, very heavily paired token. So people are starting to figure this one out. And once everybody figures it out, this will be the absolute new thing. Regardless of where it is, this will be the new thing in the Cosmos, if it isn't already. Up until now, most of these chains have been able to survive by having validators on every other chain. That was it. That was the business model. You spin up your thing, you drop your token, you launch, you're great, everything's wonderful, and then you validate all these other chains, right? Because you're supporting the Cosmos. But you're not supporting the Cosmos. What you're doing is milking all these other chains, selling it for cash, bringing the cash back to your own chain. And if everybody is harvesting everybody out here is looting everybody, and no new users are coming in, and this I think is acceptable to say, Bell, no new people are coming in. They're simply not. But when everybody is farming everybody, and everybody has costs associated with this farming, costs for the validators, costs for the teams, costs for development, costs. And the only way that you're making up this money is by farming every other chain. It's going to die out. Now, we've seen this, a similar thing across every single chain out there that's similar, 30 degrees and down to the left. Or, I'm sorry, down and to the right. We've seen that across everything, because the model died. It is dead. It's done, and it's gone. Even if you are validating these other chains, the money that you're getting out of that validation doesn't even pay for the servers per month. And these servers only cost $60 to $80 per month to do it. So that model busted. That means we need a new thing. How else are we going to get money to try to maintain our chains? Because we're not selling products. We don't have revenue. There is no money coming in. Nobody's buying our tokens. Nobody's going to roll out here to the deep, deep DeFi. And I think Cosmos, last I looked, what was that, about 65? 2 years ago, Cosmos was a top 25 token. Today, it's number 65. I'm looking at it right there. Let me make sure I can see that. Yep, it's looking at it right there. That's a number 65. That is down with a bullet. And it did it in about a year, so a year, 18 months. So that's actually kind of impressive. But currently, with Atom holding its value, relatively, at least relatively to everything else out there in the Cosmos, with this holding its value, kind of, that's going to be the new thing that's going to get teams another little bit of runway. is finding out where can I pair it, the Atom and the USDC, harvest it, be able to dump off the tokens that I'm doing. And most of these eventually are going to pay simply an Atom. That's where they're going to go. They will simply pay an Atom. So the Atom's going to get dumped. And now once everybody climbs on board on this, no new customers are coming. No new people are buying the Atom token. But every single team, every single chain, every single thing out here that has even the least little bit of liquidity left is going to be putting it into Atom and USDC and farming anywhere that they can get it, any kind of relatively decent APR. 9% would be fine. That would be an exceptional APR for a token that has been more or less stable, particularly if it pays out in USDC or Atom. But everybody's going to do it. If they haven't figured it out yet, you shouldn't be in crypto. But the teams are going to come down and figure it out, at least the ones that are left. Most of them are ghost towns. They've only ever been ghost towns. They exist to validate nothing. They're all lining up to print empty blocks and get paid for it. Welcome to crypto. So that is literally, and I never thought I'd be saying it, but that's the only thing that I have any kind of interest in. And I want to be, again, real clear here. It ain't going to $25. It ain't going to $10. All right? Everything is against this. Everything. You are literally going to be harvested to death by the things that you are supporting but are collecting no revenue from. You will be farmed flat. Just a matter of time. Leadership got it wrong again. The only thing I got out of all those big announcements and all those big things is that, don't worry, we are ready to assist anybody who comes to us. Are you shitting me on this? That ain't distribution, baby. All right, that is more hopium. That's all it is. You pour hopium into this hand, you shake it up, and you see what comes out. And the thing that comes out is nothing, because people are not going to come up. Why would they? You still act like this is a unique thing, like this is the only thing that exists out here, and it isn't. It's not even close. Anyway, Bill, we got a lot more to get to. We haven't even hit Jackal. We haven't hit Archway. We haven't hit Osmo. Got some stuff to do on Osmo. But, Bell, if we happen to have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations, great time to bring them up.
All right, so Charles Wayne Beats coming in with the first question. Wasn't Ellis an art project at first, a project for artwork?
No, it was, well, maybe. I don't know, Belle. What do you think?
No, I think you might be confusing that with maybe Elysium or Alicia. That one had more to do with real estate than artwork, though.
I believe that to be correct. Look, man, we threw the bullshit flag on Ellis the very second they launched. The very second it was
before that.
The very second
before
it was
that.
Yeah, it was even a concept. We're throwing the flag saying, stay the fuck away from this one. It's going to be back. Go ahead, Belle.
All right, G Torres, will Jackal actually keep selling until there is literally almost no liquidity? That's the question I ask myself. Liquidity is dropping fast and currently around 285K between Osmosis and Base Chain.
Yeah, are they? Probably. Ask the team, man. Now, are they going to answer? Probably not, but ask the team. As much as I would like that, and trust me, dude, all right, nobody is down. As I have almost round-tripped my entire Jackal stack, and I had a lot of it. So I have almost fully round-tripped it. As soon as it hits, my big buys were at about .022, something like that. As soon as it hits 022, I have fully round-tripped it. Now, I was heavily staked. So whatever the current APR is, I think it's about 12.9, 12.8, something like that. I've been collecting that for years during the entire thing. So even when it hits that .022, now that my cash is even with what I've put in there, I still got the APRs for years and years. But it doesn't really matter. Will it continue? You know what, Belle? Go ahead. We got the Jackal question. Pull up the chart. Let's take a look.
All right.
Refresh it. Let's see if it hit.
Month.
Refresh it. Let's see if it hit the .02 yet. No, boy,
it has not.
Boy, it's just about there. Is it going to hit the .02? I don't see how it can't. As long as there is absolutely no buy pressure. I want you to take a good close look right there at the 24-hour trading volume of that token. Belle, go ahead and mouse over it so everybody can see it. The 24-hour trading volume is $9,000. All right, that is not lack of interest. That is lack of caring. That is lack of everything. People simply don't know that this thing exists, and they really, really don't care. And there's so much noise that happens out here in this space that these things can easily get overlooked. Now, the question when it comes to Jackal, and we've spent time talking about it, I'm going to talk about it again. There's a reason that I haven't sold. There's a really, really strong reason that I haven't sold, because I understand why they're selling. That's kind of the thing. Now, in the team's defense, they're not doing it in big, bursty chunks. They're not dropping off 15, 20, 25 grand because somebody needs a new car or something like that. They're doing it gently. They're DCAing out. But you guys got to understand, look, man, this is how teams raise capital. This is how they generate capital. Why don't you think of Microsoft for a second? All right. And I want to make this comparison because it's very, very apt. When Microsoft has to expand and their cash reserves are depleted, what do? I'll ask this of the audience. When a major corporation has depleted their cash reserves and they need to expand, what do? And when you answer that question, because there is an answer to this, by the way, but when you answer that question, you're going to figure out real close why they are doing what they're doing. Now, I'm fine with it because this is how they have to maintain operations until all the rest of the products come online that will actually generate revenue over to the chain. Sigea is one of them. All right, we're one of them. We're not online yet, guys. All right, we're close. Everybody's testing. The product works. It's great. It's a hoot. But we are not pushing revenue over to Jackal yet. We don't push revenue until we actually launch. And then the very second that people sign up for our protocol, they've just bought Jackal tokens. That's how it works. So I am just fine with them continuing to do what they have to do. I would love it if they didn't have to, because what they're doing is they're kind of exposing themselves in this. If you continue to dump off tokens, you're literally leveraging your future for the present. That's what you're doing, because you are making these things so very cheap to acquire right now that it could put you in a really bad spot 6 months, 9 months, 18 months down the road, because you don't quite have the lion's share that you used to have. That now you have people that are out there that own 4%, 6%, up to 10% of your total protocol. They own the tokens. And service level agreements, the SLAs, all this stuff is baked into the protocol. You cannot simply print more. You can put it up for a vote. You can absolutely do that. But now you don't have the lion's share of them. And the very second that the team votes tokens that are not in circulation, it blows up. The whole thing blows up. And they know it. Patrick is a very smart guy. Marston is a very smart guy. Aaron is a very smart guy. B is a very smart guy. They are well aware of this. Optics matter. So you're actually going to be voting and competing against people that you are giving these tokens away to at a very cheap rate. But the people who are buying these tokens now, at least anybody who's making any kind of meaningful buys, is well aware of why they're buying. They're buying because they predict that Jackal will have a stream of revenue that will elevate everything going off because of the nature of the protocol. So, yes, they're selling them to raise money to keep the lights on. That's what they're doing. They haven't rugged it. They're not blowing it up. This is called development, guys. That's it. Now, I talked about this on the last stream. In fact, somebody actually clipped it and put it in the Jackal Discord or Jackal Telegram. Guys, you don't have to do that shit. Look, if you want me to give you a statement, just let me know. I will literally record you a statement. You don't have to clip my damn videos. But yeah, it's until these products come online or until the entire nature of crypto changes right now, yeah, they're going to have to continue to do it until they get capital. Do I wish they didn't have to? Yes, I absolutely wish they didn't have to. Jackal got its ass kicked by osmosis. Jackal got its ass kicked by everything that it was paired with. You guys get this, right? This is not mismanagement of treasury funds or anything like that. This is just them putting the token out into circulation so that people can purchase it to buy Jackal storage. But impermanent loss is not a myth. It is what it is. And they got their ass kicked by osmosis. At the time, I think that pairing went up, Bell. I don't remember offhand, but I'm sure G Torres can look that up. When the original Jackal pairing went up, and that was $1 million pool, $500,000 worth of Jackal and $500,000 worth of osmosis. Tell me what osmosis was. Tell me what the price of osmosis was. We spent a lot of time, years and years and years, talking about all of this, is the fact that osmosis, even though it's the big hub and it's the central, it connects everything together, is getting bled by everything at the same time for all the same reasons. Because everybody is out here farming everybody, and everything is up there pegged through Osmo, and all of the farming simply gets liquidated into cash, which walks away. It beat the shit, ever-loving shit out of the Osmo token, and because the Osmo token got its ass kicked so bad, it pulled down everything with it. Everything. This was a tragedy what happened over there. And Belle, if somebody goes ahead and pipes up in there, please let me know, because I'm kind of curious. I think at the time, I'm not sure, Osmo was about $1.80. It was about $1.80. And currently, pull up the Osmo chart, Belle. Let's take a look at that, because I think it's about about 17 cents. There you go. So that's where it is. So in the time that pairing went live, Osmo has bled off 90% of its value. 90%. It has been shellacked. Belle, break that, hit the max, because a year it ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, because it was sometime, it was like, wasn't it January of 22 that
well, I don't know.
they launched that pool?
Hit Jackal and click max. Let's find out. Hit max. When did it go up? So 2023. And that's fine, because it was higher before that. But see what Osmo was in 2023. Back it up just a little bit. The low point was 71 cents. It's currently sitting at 16 cents. You guys can see it with your own eyes. There it is. Impermanent loss is an absolute reality. And everything out here, every single team that was out here farming every other person, it all wrapped through Osmo. All of it. The largest pool on this chain was wrapped through osmosis. That was it. So although we like to pretend impermanent loss is just some real esoteric thing that nobody can understand, it's actually pretty fucking easy to understand. And they were Jackal, like everybody else out here, was simply a victim of osmosis. So hope that answered the question, Belle. If you got another one, go ahead.
So a couple people were they chimed in when you asked the question of, okay, what does Microsoft do? And they go, okay, well, they sell stock, they issue stock. New type, you can only sell stock for so long, though. Agreed.
Completely. Bro, look, man, me and you we're ideologically aligned on this. You are absolutely correct. They can only sell stock for so long. But if they are selling stock, and this is really where it comes down to, all right, rich people don't spend money. They spend on things that will make them money. That's it. This is an economic reality. I know, because I talk to a billionaire guy every day, and that's what he tells me. Cheapest fuck you've ever seen in your life. Absolutely the cheapest guy. He has one little...
No kidding.
Yeah, he has one little hang up. He likes watches. That's his whole thing. And he's showing me all these pictures. This watch is $8 million. I paid for this. It's worth $35 million. And I was like, John, do you wear it? Do you wear the watch? He said, no, I would never wear that out. Are you kidding me? So I was like, great. That's great, man. But yes, Microsoft by themselves is not going to do a raise unless they need to expand into a product or into something that will make them more money. All right, this is really, really simple, man. This is Econ Zero. So yes, if Microsoft was not putting out a product that people were using that they were paying for that generated an additional revenue stream, nobody would buy the stock. And in which case, they keep issuing it and issuing it and issuing it. New type will ask you specifically, if they issue stock endlessly, what happens to the stock price? Boom, there it is. Now, the nifty thing about crypto is that we do understand that there are max supplies, that there are things like that get caught up. Jackal happens to also have one of those. Our own personal Eric W. worked on the tokenomics on this, so we kind of understand at least the rules of it. All right. Yes, they are liquidating tokens because they need to keep operations going so that they can get to a point where they are generating revenue. The only question that you have to ask is, are the products that are coming online on Jackal, which you should know about, do you see these as something that can generate revenue? Because if you do, you got a nice, easy answer. If you don't, cheers, man. That's it. It's just that simple. And there you go, man. In 5 minutes, I made this completely binary. Can they keep selling tokens? Yeah. Can they drive it down to dust? Absolutely. And at which point, don't worry about it. We got a plan, so we're okay. Anyway, carry on, Belle.
All right. So, yeah, sorry. It's been a day. All right. So new type, and we already focused on Jackal, but he did say, let's be fair though. We're gonna talk about the downfall of Jackal and AXV. Also, we should be treating each project freely.
Yeah, and I think I was pretty clear on that. You got to understand new type, and I hope you guys do, that for some reason I've become a spokesman, and I'm not a spokesman. I have no association with the Jackal team. They are a tool for Sigea Cloud. That's it. They are a tool for us. I don't talk to them daily or even rarely. They don't answer my messages if I send them out. I have no association with this team. I'm not in the inner circle. They don't, that's it. I don't understand how I got stuck with this and honestly, look, I'm fine with it. All right. Because I am the vocal outspoken guy. So I get it. But if you need questions like these answered, please take it to Jackal. They have a Telegram. They have a Discord. They have all of the things that everybody else has, so please take it up with them. I've given you my viewpoint on this. I'm not selling it. And for what it's worth, the lower it goes, the bigger potential I see for Sigea Cloud, for myself, for my partners, for everybody. All right, I'm not going to be one of these jerk-offs that is, oh, it's never been a better time to buy. The better time to buy was when it was 2 cents. When I bought, that was the better time to buy. But I'm not going to be one of these douchebags up here. All I'm saying is that I see a potential revenue stream for this. It's our app. It's me and Belle's app. It works. It works very well. And we solve a real problem. We're going to get there. And when we get there, Jackal's going to come along with us. Not because we've gotten, even though they do. If I hit up Marston and I say, look, man, I need this chain to do this, he's going to put the effort into it because they also recognize that we're a revenue stream for them. So they're not blinded saying, no, we're Respawn or nothing else. If we need help and I send that out, it's like, dude, this ain't working. We need to get this fixed so Sigea can come online. That bitch is fixed. All right. Just that fast. So they've also recognized that they stayed in innovation mode too long and didn't go into distribution mode. They recognize it. It's literally posted up on their Discord. So they recognized it. That's all I'm looking for because I know what they can do. I know the security, the privacy, the features that they offer us, by the way, which are 32 gigabyte file transfers, and we can do them on mobile. Mobile. 32 gigabyte file transfer from user to user to user via Jackal. Show me anybody else who can do that because this is not a difficult thing. It is. If you're a tech head, it's a piece of cake, but most of the world isn't. What I'm saying is you could show this to your grandmother and she could transfer these massive video albums totaling 28.9 gigabytes with 2 clicks. Share, to who, send. Done. We can do that. We can do that because Jackal can do that. So, yes, I see a potential revenue stream. And why we all want to jump on and lump all of crypto together, they're not all the same. There are some very, very elegant teams out there that understand this. If you are buying Jackal now, what you are investing in is data futures. Saying that to you, new type. Data futures. Do you believe that data? Do you believe the products that are coming online on Jackal right now will be revenue generating? Do you believe that they will be successful? If they are, you got your answer. If you don't, then we're all done with this discussion because I'm certainly not going to change your mind. Anyway, that's it. I've talked up Jackal as much as I want to. Belle, please carry on.
Ralph Sphinx, are you still supporting Astrovault?
I am always to the death, man. I'm going to support Astrovault. Astrovault got beat up like everybody else, man, because you have to understand how the nature of their model, their model works. If you take a look at the APRs right now and you see how they're effectively zeroed out all the way across the board, it's because there's no action. They're not just endlessly printing tokens. They actually have a formula. And the formula, the fact that it's basically untenable right now suggests to me that the formula was right. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. The only thing that Astrovault really needs to get back into their hunch is 2 things, Sigea and Jackal. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing that they need. It sucks because as long as Jackal keeps selling tokens to pay their bills, to keep the lights on, to get themselves to a revenue model, to get them to a revenue positive model, Astrovault's going to get written off and beat the hell along with it. It just is what it is. Hope that answered the question. Bill, carry on.
I'm gonna say that they've got a lot of things in they've got a lot of things in the works. I cannot dime them out on what they've got in the works, other than the pay rail, which they've actually talked about. And unfortunately, with the pay rail, legal is kind of involved in that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're working on it. It's not gonna happen tonight.
No.
I
want you.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. We are very much wanting to plug that into our app.
Yeah, I want you guys.
So even though they're behind the scenes, they are working.
I want you to think about this for a second and why this is turning into such a problem. It was not a problem that any of us foresaw. Not us,
No.
not Sigea, not AXV. We are the ultimate privacy app. That's it. Look, man, I'm on record. I've been real crystal clear about this. You can see our audits. Look, we are the ultimate privacy app, and we are lacing the ultimate privacy app with the ultimate privacy tool called blockchain. Who do you think's going to fucking sign off on that? Which World Bank is going to reach out and say, oh, yeah, man, sign me up? Our problem is not tech, because we can make the tech do anything that we want. We have a partner that's got the money and the muscle to shove it right down your fucking throat, and nothing is going to stop that. But now we have to get TradFi involved. And TradFi, which is immediately distrustful of anything having to do with blockchain, anything having to do with cryptocurrency, because of the way that you mutts beat the ever-loving hell out of the greatest tech that's basic tech for freedom that mankind has ever seen. You let the gangsters win out here. You let the hucksters win. SIFchain to Ellis to whatever the fuck they rebrand to next. You let the hucksters win because you had dollar signs in your eyes, because you simply put on rose-colored glasses and cannot believe your own eyes, but you continue to believe what they tell you. That is shocking to me. Absolutely shocking to me that this still goes on. Trump launched another token, and everybody piled into this and got your asses absolutely kicked. How many times does this have to occur before you simply look down and say, look, maybe a revenue model is something that we should be aiming for and not a speculative model? It was a bubble. 2018 to 2023, it was a bubble. And bubbles burst. And when they burst, they don't repeat. There'll be another bubble. It'll be another thing. Everybody out here is simply trying to survive. The last 6 months, I'll ask the audience here, the last 6 months, how many Cosmos projects have simply abandoned, rolled up, or disappeared? Kajira, that was about a year ago, I think, that Kajira absolutely shit the bed, and we were telling you a year before that it is unsustainable. It shit the bed about a year ago. It locked in $500,000, $750,000. They said, fuck it, we can't pay it. We don't got any money. It's just digits. That's what you got on your wallet. That's just digits. It doesn't mean anything. And then they said, yeah, but JP Thor is going to stick in and Thorchain's going to save the... Bell, pull up Thor. Pull up Thorchain.
Oh,
fuck
boy.
it. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I didn't open this can.
Do we just want to pull up Ruji?
Sure. Pull them both up. Let's have a look. You're living in fucking fantasy land. Your entire model is based on people coming over here and gambling. And you never even once took a look at it and said, is this repeatable somewhere else that has more brand recognition? Thorchain was great. It was wonderful, but it's done. It will sit there and it will survive as absolutely long as it can, but it's not going to surge away. This thing is not going to blow up. There you go. Well, pull that thing up. Open it up a year. Let's see what it looked like for a year. Max is great. That's what it did. This is what it's doing. Take a look from May to September. May, June, July, August, September. For 5 months, it's done absolutely dick. Their big thing is, well, we're going to absorb Kajira because they have so many good apps, even though that was the most confusing fucking DEX and site that I've ever used. You don't need 19 different pages for me to simply make a transfer. But when you're coming to the tail end of a bubble, the financial products get more and more convoluted every single time. This is historically documented. That's how you know that you're in the tail end of a bubble. You're looking at that fucking thing from right there. $8 to $1.25. So from the max, 1 year, it is down 70%. I'm sorry, it's 67.8. I'll be accurate because that's what it says. In 1 year's time, it's down 67.8%. But you still have community members that are swearing up and down that this is the second coming of Christ. It's not. It's not. So all of the Kajira people that sat there and defended to the death Kajira, this is simply the absolute best way. When me and Bell were out here getting shit on day after day after day for saying it's fucked all the way. So they say, fine, we're going to pick up Kajira. Great apps. They weren't. All right. If they were great apps, and again, I'm going to go Occam's razor. If they were great apps, then they would not need a bailout. How obvious does some of the, I'm sorry, I'm getting very, very flustered here. This is why, oh, by the way, I'm going to smile. This is why we don't do a lot of crypto streams anymore. Just so you know. Anyway, go ahead, Bell. Carry on.
But again, okay, so Thorchain came in and saved the Kujira day, along with wow, I'm having a major brain fart on the other.
Yeah, but see, they didn't save the Kujira day. They saved the Kujira devs. That's all this was a backroom deal, smoky room, shaking hands. Hey, we'll bail you out. Don't worry. Give us all your tech. Just consider this a buyout. Let us try to market it. You know who I don't see posting a lot anymore, Bell? JP Thor. You know what I don't see going on a lot of these things? JP Thor. It's like he's a fucking ghost all of a sudden because he used to show up on my feed daily, every single day. Now, if I'm missing it, guys, please clarify it. I don't want to, paint him with a bad brush, but in this case, you made a really, really, really bad decision. There's Rugira, all right? That's Kuji and Thor and all that other shit. Look at what that son of a bitch has done. And then I come back.
Lavana, that's
Lavana, thank you.
Lavana,
they
came in and they were also part of trying to jump in and save the day.
Yeah, let's take a look at Lavana, Bell. Pull that one up. Because while you're sitting there speculating in Rugira, because that's all you're fucking doing, because it does dick, let's pull up Lavana, see how they're doing. I'm sure they've been wonderful. Yeah, look at that. Look at the last big moment of it. It was between May and July. And what has it done since then? Absolutely nothing, because you are selling illusion. I could not even really realistically do leverage over on Lavana because I was concerned about getting paid out. They could not take my action. And when I'm doing leverage, I am not doing it for $150. All right. But I could, they're more than happy to take all of the action that I give them. But paying me out might be an issue. And because I don't really like to deal with sketchy fucks, I'm out. All right, I'm out. Good luck with yourself. There's your token. 1 year, 63% down. It's literally echoes everything in the cosmos because Lavana was offsetting all of their revenue and all of their other shit, validating all these different chains. They did the same goddamn thing. Everybody out here does the same fucking thing. Most of you guys are screwed. Bell, carry on.
All right, so Bud, Scott, are you still farming AXV?
Yeah, man. Like I said, to the death. I know what gets him out of the hole. That's it. I know what they need to succeed. And what they need to succeed is Sigea Cloud. What they need to succeed is Jackal. And I still believe in it, still believe in the product all the way up, all the way down. We're not blind, and we have backing. So when you have backing, everything out here gets a little bit different. That's the only thing that needs to pull them out of the hole. Now, I know for a fact that they have some announcements to make. They haven't made them yet. Who the fuck would announce anything in this current environment? Nobody. Nobody's going to put it up because it's going to be screaming into the void. There's absolutely no point. But deep down, look, man, if you got AXV questions, they have a Telegram. All right, they have a Discord. They have all of these other things. Please direct it over to them. I'm telling you what I'm doing with my money. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about the position. I'm not happy about the action, but I can explain it, and I understand why. Hope that answered the question. Bud, Bell, carry on.
All right, new type. Well, you can't sell now, Scott, because I'm sure at this point you'll destroy the liquidity for Jackal and send the token to zero.
Nah, bro, it's futures. Let me explain how sigea works. Maybe I wasn't clear on this. I have an obscene amount. I have more than I was overexposed to it. It is what it is, man. But it's because I knew that I would need those Jackal tokens to pay for Jackal storage. That's it. Because every single consumer, our consumers are investors. Our Sigea consumers are Jackal investors because we have to pay Jackal to host their data. So I knew that I would have to pay for the hosting. But the beauty of it is that I pay in Jackal tokens. I don't pay cash. I pay in Jackal tokens. So when we get the surge that's coming over there to Jackal, I'm paying 10 cents on the dollar for my data storage. 10 cents on the dollar. That makes us price competitive because as the Jackal token goes up in value, I am paying less Jackal tokens for storage because Jackal does have a fixed dollar amount, but it's paid in Jackal tokens. You get this, right? So the more tokens that they will sell me at 3 cents, 2 cents, even 1 cent, if they absolutely bottom out, when I get a recovery on this, and to think that Jackal could go from 1 cent to 10 cents, guys, that's a $150,000 buy. That's all it would take. Means that I am now paying 10 cents on the dollar for the data storage. So all of my customers, all of my consumers that are now over here buying Jackal are actually pushing that Jackal straight into me because I've already pre-purchased data futures. That's what Jackal is. It is data futures. That's the way I see it. That's how our model is based. We've never, ever, ever deviated from that. So there's no interest to me because I don't need the money. But there's no interest to me to personally distribute or dump these things when I have a good, solid idea that we're going to get a good, decent recovery. Now, the people who are maybe considering getting into Jackal or haven't yet, new type, I know you're one of them, and I know your number. Your number is 2 cents a token. Will it hit? Maybe. If the token continues to get ignored and the team continues to sell, sure, math. There it is, man. It's not that hard to figure out. But if that occurs, then sure, man, you got your in. You hit your price point. You determined it. You said this was it. You are in it and making your predictions for the wrong reasons, but I'll excuse that. But yeah, at that point, then you can go ahead and make your decision. There it is. Belle, why did I lost you up here? Oh, you pulled up something else. Okay. Yeah, it's that's it. I'm investing in data futures, and the lower and lower and lower that they will sell me this token, the better and better and better it works out for us long term, because we are paying tokens for the data storage. We're not paying cash. Hope that answered the question. Please carry on.
All right. So next one, new type. Okay. How about Injective and Thorchain? We did talk about Thorchain, but he says, anybody hearing anything from them? So I did pull up the Injective chart.
Yeah. And there it is. Belle, shorten that up to 3 months. Yeah, Injective's actually in an interesting place in the fact that it is running so flat, more or less flat. Injective was another one of my all-star buys. And how long ago was this? It's actually kind of funny. I bought the bulk of my Injective on Crescent. You guys remember Crescent? And everything out there on Crescent was paid out. All of these obscene reward, APRs of 90, 95%, they were paid out in Beacree. And the very second that they hit Beacree, they became Injective. And I was buying this stuff for 80 cents. I mean, go ahead, hit max on it, Belt, because that's actually a really, really interesting chart when you blow it all the way out. Scroll all the way left, because that's when Crescent was still around. Yeah, that's where I was making most of my action on that. Now, have I cleared my position? Yeah, I don't own any Injectives. Scroll to the right, Bell. See when it hit $50. Are you fucking stupid? Look at the time. Look at the stamp between January and July. That was it, man. That was the end of the bubble. And sure, I cleared out a lot of that. It gave us plenty of capital to run up to build the app that we're building on right now. And my Injective was purchased with Beacree. And the largest pairing that I was in over there on Crescent was Atom and USDC. That was it. paid me out in BCRE. BCRE became Injective. BCRE became a cash back when a cash was still about 18 cents. Yeah, it was good times, man. It was wonderful, wonderful times. Those times are over now, clearly. But yeah, do I see Injective really, really running away again? They're not doing anything that unique, man. All right, look, all of the DeFi itself is more or less hurting. They have a massive market cap, Injective, but they don't have any new ideas. All right, everybody is trying to lean onto what occurred instead of trying to determine what will occur. That's a problem. That's a crypto problem in general. So there's nothing really revolutionary that's going to be coming over there on Injective. They just happen to get some hits at the right time for the right things, and then off they go. But the bulk of everything that they're driving is DeFi, and DeFi is dying all the way across the board. All right, it's just me scalping the hell out of new type scalping the hell out of Bell going broke and walking away from it. So yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on Injective. Yes, it's had a wonderful ride, still up 1,800% since max. Is it going to run away? There's not a lot of worlds in which I see that happening, but who knows? I could be wrong. Bell, please carry on.
G Torres, will Sigia signups show up on Dex Screener in terms of new buyer addresses of Jackal?
No. We're not going to be doing that, dude. That's practically, it's loosely almost exposing customer data. And no, it's not going to show up. You're going to have to trust me on this one, bro. That's it. You're going to have to trust me. All right. When we do release numbers, we're currently sitting on about 203 beta testers. But you're gonna have to take my word for it, man. Look, we're under no obligation to disclose any of this stuff. We will, because I want to say that me and Bell are probably the most exposed devs or founders that exist anywhere in the blockchain world. We tell you guys fucking everything, but if you start hitting us up for hard numbers and stuff like that, dude, we're gonna go defensive. We're gonna shut it down and say, figure it out yourself. We'll give you the numbers because it's in our interest to give you the numbers, up or down, dude. All right, I haven't lied. I haven't ever tried to be, shady or anything like that. Of course, I'm gonna tell you, but are we gonna expose them? Are you gonna see it on Dex Screen or shit like that? No, you're not going to.
mean, you might see some transactions coming through for file uploads, but you're gonna have to do the work to figure out, are those Sigia or not? I mean, literally, we've got a plan for how to handle our enterprise customers. We've got a plan for handling our app users. That's gonna be a lot of info to try and track, guys.
Yeah.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
I'm gonna give you a round of applause for that one, Bell. I forgot about that saying. Yes, that's pretty good. Yeah, look, man.
I mean, it's true because of the way we're gonna have to handle things on both the app front and the enterprise front. It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, and we want to be transparent. We've been very, very transparent about this app, what it is, what it does, our future plans, marketing, all that other stuff. We've been very, very transparent. But let me ask you something, man. If you ask Microsoft how many customers do you have, do you think they're going to give you a number? If you ask them for daily spends on Microsoft, do you think they're going to give you a number? No, none of these guys are going to give you a number. Me and Bell are kind of stuck out here. We don't have the luxury of Web3. We can't just print a token endlessly to fund operations because we don't have a token. We can't do any of those things. So we don't have that luxury of Web3, but nor are we going to be as transparent, more transparent than anybody else out there in the world. It's just simply not going to happen. Send an email to Dropbox, ask them how many daily active users they have. Tell me what they say. Because when they expose it, sure, we'll expose it. They're a direct competitor, or we're a direct competitor to them. So we don't have the Web3 luxury, but we're also not going to be overly transparent. It's not in our interest to do so. Hope that answered the question, Bell. Carry on.
All right, new type. Ooh, will DYDX be the Cosmos savior?
Will it? No, man. DYDX has done everything they possibly can to distance themselves from Cosmos Tech. Nobody wants to be hooked onto a dying brand. That's it, man. This is social reality. I was going to say economic reality, Bell, but it's not. It's social reality. Nobody wants to be hooked onto a dying brand. It is what it is. It sucks, but no. They're not, and none of the DYDX action is reflecting on Adam whatsoever. I actually was in a discussion, and somebody told me I was having a discussion with somebody, and they told me you've got to start bending the knee and kissing the Adam ass. That's it. They said, look, you have got to be very, very political in this and just speak well of it. Therefore, they will speak well of your app. And boy, I cut that shit off quick, man. It is, as much as I appreciate it. And if you're watching the stream, bro, you know who I'm talking about. We're not going to do that, all right? Because believe it or not, this is kind of the funny thing, and it's really, really funny coming from a small startup like this, is that Cosmos needs us a hell of a lot more than we need you. All right, we don't need you. You did nothing for us. I'm even going to go big screen here, Bill. You had all the chances in the world to support us in any way, shape, or form, and you refused every single time. You wanted absolutely nothing to do with us. Therefore, we have distanced ourselves from you as much as is humanly possible, and we will continue to do so. Our success is not going to lead to any kind of financial anything with you guys. You're on your own. Good luck. Wait for TradFi to come over and pay you, billions of dollars to build chains for them. It ain't going to happen. It's not. You've got to embrace a little bit of fucking reality, and it's simply not going to happen. You're talking about companies that are worth trillions of fucking dollars. Trillions. Do you honestly think they want to sit in on a meeting with you and get your devs up there wearing their cut-off fucking shorts and wife-beater T-shirts with mustard stains? Do you think that's what they're waiting for? That ain't going to happen, bro. It ain't. You need us more than we need you. We've tried. We've bent the knee. I've played nice with you. You never even acknowledged us. Therefore, we're gone. All right? We are gone. We know we're a good app. We know we're a good product, and we got muscle behind us. You don't. Anyway, hope that answered the question. Bill, carry on.
All right, so new type. What about Crow? Y'all loving the manipulation that's going on with them and the Trump team?
Crow is so full of shit on this. Now, I made a buck on that, dude. I posted my buys. I posted my sells. No, you're absolutely right on that shit. You know what? I'm an Occam's razor kind of guy. I'm sorry, I hit my microphone, guys. I'm very fired up right now. We haven't done crypto. We should do crypto streams more, Belle. This is fun. I haven't even felt like taking a break. There's nothing.
It's usually our Thursday night topic.
Yeah,
or
I know.
It's supposed to be.
I just felt like it today. I'm an Occam's razor kind of guy, and I go to look at the most obvious example and the most obvious reason. The most obvious solution tends to be correct when you're looking at something like this. And, babe, I got nothing. I mean, I absolutely have nothing aside from the fact that they have their name on a stadium somewhere. But for fuck's sake, who was that Sam Bankman douchebag, the guy that blew up the world? What was his name?
Yeah.
FTX. They got their name on a stadium, or they had their name on it. So I wouldn't exactly say this is the bar to judge success by, but I know Crow got over there. I have no idea on this one, bro. I literally have no idea. Does Trump...
Bonk has their name on a stadium, just saying.
Yeah, Bonk Stadium. But to say that, does Trump and the administration know crypto? Fuck no, they don't know crypto. It's not even close. They have no idea what's going on over here. They don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. Are they leveraging and pulling a bunch of money out of the crypto world? You bet your ass they are. Do I blame them for it? You bet your ass I don't. You bet your ass I don't. And let me tell you why. Because you guys have been over here for a long time. You've seen them come and you've seen them go. And if you keep falling for shit like this, I do not blame the perpetrator in this case. I blame you. You've seen this before. You have all the information you need to make an informed decision, and you refuse to do so. You cannot be helped. But what you do is encourage it to happen. Trump, Melania, Wilfie, or whatever the fuck it is, you encourage it every single time. And if you keep lining up at my door just to hand me money and I give you magic beans, you bet your ass I'm going to keep selling magic beans. That's on you, man. That ain't on them. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
That was actually the last one for the moment.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yes.
I see that we went long, a little bit long. We could probably wrap this up. We didn't even get to all of our tokens, Belle. I didn't even get to start bashing on Osmo. I was told in not so many not so many words that I have to be nice to osmosis. I was laughing at that. You know how it goes over here, Belle. You know the shit that I deal with. I was like, you betcha, betcha, I'll be nice to.
Sounds to me like we're gonna have quite the conversation after stream.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. How about that? If you would like to see more of this type of content, just let me know, man. All right, we don't want to keep shouting into the void. If you would like to see this stuff, if you would like to, there you go. Look, you got the Madam Belle is up there. Go ahead, give yourself a round of applause, Belle. Give yourself a round of applause. There you go. Yay! There you go. You got the big screen, Belle. Yeah, if you guys would like more of this, you want us to stay in the crypto world, man, we're happy to stay in the crypto world. All right, look, we enjoy doing what we do. We have politics on other channels. We have sports on other channels. If you would like us to just simply sit here and talk about crypto, we're more than happy to do it. I noticed that we had more people watching than we've had in a while, and I'm more than happy to just continue to go around the horn and be positive about what I can be positive about and bash the ever-loving shit out of what I think is 100% hucked. So you tell us, man. Look, podcast Discord is open. My email is open. Our Telegram is open. We have there's not a struggle to get a hold of us. If you want more of this, I promise you we'll bring you more of this, man. I'm almost hoarse here. It feels like I haven't stopped talking for a solid hour, Belle, and I haven't even gotten started yet. I'm back home. I'm home. All right. Like I'm back in my world right now, back in the crypto world and pointing out the stupidity of most of this. So anyway, it sounds like we're done. Belle, if you could, please talk us up, take us out. We're going to be back. You know what? Belle will go ahead and explain it all. Guys, it's been a wonderful time. Madam Belle, please talk us up. Get us out of here.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you send our way. Now, with that being said, the podcast will be back on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, but we are going to be on with Breaking Balls Sports tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yeah, we are.
In between now and Thursday, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself, Scott@thepodcast.com or Bella@thepodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you next time.